Morning, it's Jay from I Wonder UK. It's the 12th of November 2022 and going out for a little walk today. Parked at the top of Kingsand. Going to be walking down Kingsand out to Kingsand and out towards Cremyll and see how far we get. Like I said, the weather's holding off at the moment. It's quite mild today, it's 11 degrees, something like that. And it's not forecast to rain, even though it's a bit grey, as you can probably tell behind me. But come on and join me, just have a little quick look round. A little stroll down from the car park at the top of Kingsand. All these lovely little pretty coloured painted houses. I love that. I think I've said it before, but it does make stuff look brighter. From Kingsand, it's only literally 5 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes maybe, to Kingsand. Just walking through this nice little narrow road past all these pretty coloured cottages. As you come past the halfway house, the path of the southwest coast path turns right at this ship-shaped shop here. But there's some more shops up the hill there, but we're going around this way to follow the southwest coastal path. Just keep following the path through Kingsand and it drops you down onto the beach here. These fantastic rocks, they look like volcanic rocks to me, volcanic rocks, whatever you call it. There's Wembury in the distance. And we're going to make our way out through that way. There's a lot of lovely little rock pools to go exploring around here. You never know. I can't see any creatures in there at the moment, but you never know if you have a look around. As you take a walk down the beach at Kingsand, you can easily see Wembury there. The Great Mews just off of Wembury, sorry. And then the lighthouse, which is on the breakwater just outside Plymouth. And just coming into view, I'll put it into centre screen now, is Bovisand, B-O-V-I sand. And that's the estuary running around into Plymouth. Beach doesn't sound the right word for this. I always associate beach with sand. But these rocks are lovely to explore. A bit like a moonscape, isn't it? This is an idea of the path we're walking across. It looks really gnarly, but it's not. It's easy to step over the little gaps in between. Quite interesting, to be honest. I imagine it would be wearing after a few hours, but as always, I recommend stopping every now and again take a little pause and have a look back to see how the scenery is changing as you're going along. It's always different. Just inside the last picture I took of the red brick wall coming around the outside, looks like an old derelict building. I'm not saying you should, but if I was out wild camping for a night, I could think of lots of worse places to be. Flat, level grass and shelter from all sides. Like I say, I'm not saying you should, but last time I walked down here, I took the paths to the left after that previous building with the red brick like wall. I decided because the tide's out, I'm going to try exploring a bit more down here. Looks well worth it. Hopefully I'll be able to get back up further down. A bit further down, the rocks drastically changed from that red brick type material to this yellow, grey, purple, a real mixture of rocks, and obviously a lot harder. I'm just out exploring today, so I'm wandering around. I'm on no real mission to get anywhere, but please be careful of the tide times. I know it's low tide right now. As you can probably see, just behind these people, the grey line there indicates where the high tide would come into, and I'd get caught out. The sun has popped out for me, which is lovely, and the beach has turned into like a little bit of sand for a little while. And as hopefully you can get the sound of the waves down here, which is just one of those things I love. The tide has turned now, so I'm aiming to get back up, off of and up onto the path, which I'm hoping is going to be up through this way. But as you can probably see in the distance there, sort of like a bit of a cliff. I'm hoping there's some sort of footpath going up. I need to go and explore. I'm pushing my luck a little bit here because I've come quite a long way. Been walking over these rocks for a good 30-40 minutes now, and the tide has turned coming in. And I'm looking to try and find a way up. I'm going to give it, if you can just see over the top of there's a lighthouse, which I know there's a scout camp just there because I camped there on the southwest coastal path. So I'm going to give it as far as there. If I can't get up, I'm going to have to ditch it and come back in again rather than finding a round route. Wish me luck. I've got the water coming both ways now, in off the sea and rolling down off the hill with this stream. Distracted myself a little there, where this water's running down. Just over there looks like there may be something going up. I'm going to go and investigate and have a look. So I'm very near to that lighthouse now. I'm hoping I can get up through there. That was fortunate. The path led up like through a stream up by the lighthouse. You can just see, I'll put it in centre screen now, but weirdly enough this is where I camped when I walked the southwest coastal path. I think it was probably the beginning of April, not quite sure, but not a bad outlook today. A little bit windy, but the sun's out. It is November. Just taking 5 minutes, why not? Just come off the beach. That's harder work than you'd think. The rocks are slippery, they are a bit raggedy, but great fun to explore. But make sure you've got plenty of time. I know I don't need to say, but I'd hate to think of anybody in danger. the tide had turned, and in the back of my mind I started thinking, what am I going to do if I can't get back up this cliff? But well worth the explore. Whilst I'm taking 5 minutes, I've got a great view of Great Mews off of Wembury. Looking round to the water break at Plymouth, and this is the path that I just came up through the hedgerow there off the beach. And if you're walking the southwest coastal path, this is the route you take. Follow this path and then you go up that hill and out onto Edgecombe Park. But we're going to go back to Kingsand this way, so it's a bit of a circular route. As you can see, the sun's glorious now. I'm down to just a t-shirt. It's really sparkling on the water. Need to be here. Along this top path, we're walking through a bit of trees now for some shade, which on a hot day would be lovely. Today's still lovely. I'm still only in my t-shirt, but I'm breaking out into views like this. That's the way to travel. I think that's an old fort up there. I'll try and find a picture on Google Maps. View up there must be stunning. Looking back, but as we approach Kingsand, he's still hanging about. I took the lower path on the way back to Kingsand because I'd never walked down here before, and there's a vast bit of green grass here. Obviously grass is green, Joe, what are you talking about? But I imagine there's a couple of little areas on the side here that at a push if you needed to for an overnight. Not 100% flat, but fairly levelish, but what an outlook in the morning. Nearly back at Kingsand now. From that little bit of flat grass I just showed you, it's basically 5 minutes walk back to Kingsand, and there's a couple of pubs and a cafe there. Just saying, could be quite civilised for an evening out, couldn't it? Well, definitely one to look out for even on the southwest coastal path. Like I say, it's just a revisit today for Kingsand and beyond. Give yourself some time, take a few hours. It's been a lovely day. Join me again for another one. If you liked the video or you got something from it, hopefully you did, have a look at some of my other videos, or please subscribe. It really helped me out, help the channel grow and let me do what I like doing. Appreciate it. Jay from I Wonder UK. I'm out of here for another one. Thanks.